And I will get started here by storing the image in a more permanent location. For that here, in add place, before creating that new place object here, I'll first of all get the path where I may store data such that it's not deleted by the operating system. Because it turns out that different operating systems give you different paths that belong to your application and that may be used by your application for storing data. Now, these paths differ between the different operating systems, and that's why we installed the Path Provider package, because that package then makes it quite easy to get the fitting path for the operating system on which the app is running. So that's why I'm importing Path Provider here. As syspaths, I'm assigning this alias to the package content, because otherwise some parts of it would clash with the path package, which we'll use later as well. So here I'm using this alias. And then here in app place, we can get our app directory stored in a variable called appdir, here in my case, by using syspaths, and then there the get application documents directory method. Now this actually yields a future, which eventually gives us a directory object. And hence here, I'll add async and await this. Now we must copy the image we're getting here to this new path. And to do that, we can use this image, which we get here as a parameter, and call the copy method. Now here we must enter the new path where it should be copied to, and that of course should be this path, but copy actually wants a string, not such a directory object. And in addition, and that's very important, this target path here must include the target file name as well. So I'll construct this by first of all getting the file name by using the path package, which we also installed. So by using package path and then there path.dart, like that. And I'll also assign an alias to that, the path alias. And then down there, we can use this alias to access the content of the package. And there we'll have a base name method, which can be executed on that image path to, in the end, get the file name that's included in this overall image path. So the last segment of that path, so to say. As you can also see if you hover over base name and you take a look at the examples. Here you see that this method can be used to get the file name. So now that we have that file name, we can copy the image to a new path, which should be a string, where the first segment can be taken from this appdir object by injecting a value where I use appdir.path. And then we should add a // and then specify the file name, which of course is the file name I extracted from image path here. Now copy then returns a future, because of course this copy operation can take a while, and that future then yields the updated file that was copied to the new path. Therefore here I'll await this, and I'll get my copied image. And now it's actually this copied image that should be stored here in this place object, because that's now the image that was copied to the correct path. So that's now one behind the scenes change, and to see that it works, I'll stop the running process and restart the app, since I installed a couple of new packages and I want to make sure that everything works just fine here. And now with the app restarted, I'll open the debug console to see whether I get any errors here. And if I now add a new place here, and I take a picture for that, that should all work without issues. And I can see the image here, so looks like saving it still worked. And I also see no image-related errors here. So that's all looking good, and it looks like copying and saving that image works just fine. And with that, we took the first step. The next step now is to store all the metadata, so to say, the title, the image path, and the location in that SQL database.